Welcome back. Welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan and beyond. Thank you for joining us today. In this special edition, we bring you important development from South Sudan. We will look at President Salva Kiir Mayardit recent visit to Barghazal region, his comment about government official expecting financial support, and his announcement about the upcoming election. Later in this program, we will turn our attention to the ongoing court case involving suspended First Vice President Dr. Riek Machar and several co-accused individuals. One of the defendants, Member of Parliament Gadwi Lampoch, has made serious claim about the role of senior government official in the event that led to violence in Nasser County. As always, our goal is to present the fact. If you are new here to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report with President Salva Kiir Mayardit speak in our will. According to this information, President Salva Kiir visited the Barghazal region this week. Although he described the trip as a private visit, many government officials traveled with him. The delegation included politicians, officials from the ruling party, and members of the security forces. Their presence raised questions among some citizens about the purpose of the trip and the amount of public resources used. While addressing a gathering in Awil, President Salva Kiir Mayardit made a remark that quickly attracted public attention. According to the president, many officials joined the trip believing that he would distribute money during the visit. The president told the court that the official thought he had come to provide financial assistance, but he said he did not have money to give away. His comment triggered different reaction among members of the public. Some people saw his remark as a joke meant to lighten the mood. Others viewed them as an honest acknowledgement of the expectation that often surround high-level visit in South Sudan. Despite saying that he had no money to distribute, President Salva Kiir Mayardit later announced a donation of 500 million South Sudanese pound. The money was intended for various community and cultural groups. These included traditional chiefs, artists, women's organizations, and youth associations. The announcement was welcomed by some residents who believe that such groups play an important role in maintaining social unity and preserving cultural identity. However, others question how the donation would be managed and whether the resources would reach the intended beneficiaries. During the same event, President Salva Kiir once again confirmed his government intention to organize general election in December 2026. He explained that every peace agreement has a specific period of implementation. According to him, once that period comes to an end, the people should have the opportunity to choose their leader through election. The president said that South Sudan would proceed with election after the transitional period expires. This announcement has become one of the most closely watched political developments in the country. South Sudan has experienced several delays in the implementation of previous election plans. As a result, some citizens remain hopeful that while others remain cautious. Many South Sudanese have never participated in a national election since the country gained independence in 2011. For young people especially, the possibility of voting represents an opportunity to shape the future of their nation. At the same time, questions remain: will political parties be able to campaign freely Will security conditions allow citizens to participate safely? Will the institution responsible for conducting election be fully prepared? These are concerns that continue to be discussed by civil society groups, religious leaders, and members of the international community. Well, Kiir say other candidates will compete. President Salva Kiir Mayardit also stated that other candidates would contest the presidency. Without mentioning any names, he said that people would eventually come to know those who would express interest in seeking the highest office in the country. His remarks suggested that the upcoming election could involve competition among different political figures. Competition is a normal part of democratic system. However, political competition can also become a source of tension if disagreements are not handled peacefully. For that reason, leaders across the political spectrum continue to call for calm and restraint. President Salva Kiir Mayardit urged citizens to preserve peace and reject those who encourage violence. He emphasized the importance of maintaining stability during the critical period, or during this critical period. Another major issue raised by the president was agriculture. He encouraged citizens to use the rainy season to increase food production. According to President Salva Kiir Mayardit, South Sudan should rely more on its own agricultural potentials rather than depending heavily on humanitarian assistance. Food insecurity remains one of the country's biggest challenges. Many families struggle to access sufficient food due to conflict, displacement, economic difficulties, and climate-related problems. Supporters of the president's message argue that agriculture has the potential to transform the economy. South Sudan possesses vast areas of fertile land. If properly utilized, agriculture production could improve food security and create employment opportunities. However, critics point out that farmers also require support. They need access to seed, farming equipment, road, markets, and security. Without this condition, increasing production may remain difficult. The president's comment about officials expecting money have generated widespread discussion. Some citizens believe the remark exposed a culture of dependency among certain political elites. Others argue that the statement reflects broader economic realities facing public officials and ordinary citizens alike. The donation announced afterward also led to mixed reaction. While some people welcome the support for community organizations, others question whether public resources should be distributed in this manner. During a period of economic hardship regarding election, the announcement has renewed both hope and skepticism. Hope because many South Sudanese wish to choose their leader through democratic process. Skepticism because previous timelines have not always been achieved. Ultimately, the success of any election process will depend on transparency, preparation, security, and public trust. The coming months are likely to be crucial for the country's political future. Let's look at our second top story. Before we proceed, please, if you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, if the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Godwin Lampoy testified in court today. We now turn to development from Juba. Member of Parliament Godwin Lampoy appeared before the court during the ongoing trial involving suspended first by President Dr. Machar and several other defendants. During his testimony, Lam argued that public statement made by senior government officials contributed to rising tension surrounding the violence that occurred in Nasser County. According to Godwin Lampoy, inflammatory language and accusation made before the completion of a formal investigation created an atmosphere of mistrust. He stated that ethnic division and political disagreement were intensified by public rhetoric. The lawmaker named several senior officials whom he believed play a role in escalating tension through their statement. His testimony formed part of his defense against serious charges connected to the violence in Nasser. Let's look at the background of the case. The case before the court has attracted significant national attention. Several individuals faced charges related to events that took place in Nasser County during 2025. Prosecutors alleged that force linked to the opposition attacked military position, resulting in death and destruction. The defendant denied wrongdoing. They maintain that they are being unfairly accused. As the legal proceeding continue, the court remains responsible for examining evidence presented by both the prosecution and the defense. It is important to remember that all defendants are entitled to the presumption of innocence unless proven guilty in accordance with the law. Gadwin Lampoch responded to digital evidence. During earlier sessions, a digital forensic expert presented evidence that allegedly linked Gadwin Lampoch to communication involving sensitive information. According to the testimony presented by the expert, a message extracted from Lam telephone suggested that information regarding military activities had been shared with certain individuals. Gadwin Lampoch rejected this allegation. He argued that his actions were consistent with his constitutional responsibilities as a representative of the people. He stated that elected officials have a duty to address concerns affecting their communities. According to Gadwin Lampoch, his involvement was motivated by effort to reduce tension rather than increase them. He said that discussions involving Nasser and neighboring Ulang County were intended to encourage dialogue and prevent misunderstanding. Let's look at the role of members of parliament. Gadwin Lampoch emphasized that being a member of parliament carries responsibilities. He said representatives should be able to express opinion, provide criticism, and raise concern about matters affecting the public. He argued that engaging with issues of security and community welfare fall within those responsibilities. Whether the court accepts this explanation remains to be seen. The proceeding continue and additional testimony is expected. The Nasser case is more than a courtroom battle. For many South Sudanese, it represents broader question about accountability, justice, and political reconciliation. Supporters of the defendant argue that legal process should not become tool for settling political differences. Others believe that individuals responsible for violence must be held accountable regardless of their political status. The challenge facing the country is finding a balance between justice and national unity. Court decisions carry significant consequences. At the same time, public leaders have a responsibility to avoid language that may increase tension. South Sudan has experienced years of conflict. Many citizens continue to hope for peace, stability, and a stronger institution. Whatever the court of this case, whatever the outcome of this case, it is likely to shape public debate for a month to come. As legal proceedings continue in Juba, concerns about security are also emerging elsewhere in the country. In the next part of our special report, we will examine the investigation into the killing of Kapoita East County Commissioner Stephen Lowoso Lomongin and the growing tension surrounding the disputed Kasengor area. Before we proceed, please, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Investigation launched into the killing of Kapoita East Commissioner. Authorities in Eastern Equatorial State have announced the formation of a special investigation committee following the killing of Kapoita East County Commissioner Stephen Lowosio Lomongin. According to officials, the commissioner was attacked and killed while traveling on official duty in the Kasangar area. The incident has shocked many people and has increased tension in a region that has already experienced dispute over territorial boundaries. The governor of Eastern Equatorial State, Louis Lobong Lojore, signed an executive order establishing a committee to investigate what happened. The committee has been given the responsibility of finding out the facts surrounding the killing. Its members are expected to gather evidence, interview witnesses, identify those responsible, and recommend appropriate action. Authorities say the committee will also examine whether there was security failure that may have contributed to the incident. The governor instructed the team to complete its work and submit a report within 14 days. Well, Kasangar area has long been the subject of disagreement. Both Eastern Equatorial State and the Greater Pibur Administrative Area claim authority over the territory. Because of this competing claim, tension have occasionally emerged between communities and political leaders connected to the area. The death of Commissioner Lousio has therefore become more than just an isolated criminal investigation. Many observers fear that if the situation is not handled carefully, it could deepen existing division. For local residents, the priority remains peace and stability. People living in this area often face uncertainty whenever political or territorial dispute escalate. Many community members simply want safety for their families and opportunities to continue their daily life without fear. Following the announcement of the investigation, representatives from civil society organizations welcomed the decision. They say that a thorough investigation could help strengthen accountability and demonstrate that no one is above the law. Civil society leaders emphasize the importance of identifying those responsible and ensuring that justice is served through legal process. At the same time, they encourage leaders to prioritize dialogue. According to their view, justice and peace should go hand in hand. Several activists also expressed concern about the broader security situation. They noted that attacks regarding community leaders have become a worrying trend. The loss of individuals who dedicate themselves to public service can have lasting impact on local communities. Such incident may weaken trust in institutions and create fear among those serving in leadership positions. Remembering Commissioner Stephen Louis Lomogin, Commissioner Stephen Louis Lomogin had been serving as the Commissioner of Capoeira East County following his appointment under the country peace arrangement. Those who knew him described him as someone committed to serving his community. His death has led many residents mourning. Message of condolence has been extended to his family, the Toposa community, and the people of Capoeira East County. Regardless of political difference, the loss of life remains painful. Families lose loved one, communities lose leader, the nation lose individuals who may have continued contributing to the development and peace building effort. That is all. If you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, please make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Thank you for watching. Let's meet on the next video.